Thank God. Thank you, everyone that is able to join this broadcast at this moment. Yes. How are we all doing today? How has our day been going? And I want to quickly say a very big thank you to every one of you that have, at one time or the other, you have been able to be part of this broadcast. And today is day 9, and we are not relenting. We are building the momentum every day, come 2 p.m. live, 7 p.m. Nigerian time. We are going to stay here and bring out the best, bring out the favor, bring out the life. You know, I want us to start today by really coming to the point and to the place of understanding the reason why I'm doing this. I have gotten to a place kind of in my life that it's like there is nothing that can stop me from. It's like you come to a space and you are just getting to know more and more about who you are. You are getting to understand yourself better than you used to think or imagine. And because of that understanding, it is helping you to take on life in a new dimension. Is giving you a positive light and you are able to appreciate life better. This is what the experience is for me, and that is why I am doing what I'm doing. And I want to see us grow together. One of the things that this challenge is, that I desire to get out of this challenge is that most time as women, as we grow up in life and as life happens, maybe you are going through a state of life that you are overworked, you are overwhelmed, you are burnt out, you feel that life is taking more than you're able to even get your balance or your cool. And just because of that simple truth, you are kind of not, you don't know how to balance your life up. And that is the reason for this realization that I want to see how we can help each other to come to a place where we come to a place where we are in tune, in cognizance. There is no discord between us and what we have set to do. And because of that realization and because of that understanding, we begin to position ourselves in preparation for that beautiful picture that we want to see. And so I'm not going to waste much time. And to those of you that get to watch this video on a replay, I'm so grateful for your time. And I just want you to make sure you leave at the comment any takeaway you have, any aha moment you kind of have while this broadcast goes on. So today, I'm going to be making a great distinction between the just, the ordinary, and the used to term that we call, the power of positive affirmation, the power of positive thinking. You know, there was a book like that, Norman Vincent Peale, that talked about the power of positive thinking. As good as those books were, I think there was a phase in the journey, in my own life, I can testify to this, that every one of us started going through life confessing and saying so many positive words about ourselves. But at the end, the reality started dawning on us that we are not getting the feedback. We are not getting the feedback. And how do I mean that we are not getting the feedback? It's like everybody was saying those words, but there's no change. It's like nobody kind of get to understand what that thing means. I don't know whether you get what I'm saying, but you are saying that thing, you say it, you confess it every day, every hour, and it's just not happening. And because of that is why I want us to go through I don't know if you can relate. Some of you that have been through some of these things, maybe you can be able to, at one time or the other, be able to relate to what this thing that you will just kind of see yourself, maybe you are doing something and you don't know how it's going to translate into what you so desire. And because of that, it's like nobody is paying attention to you. And that is why it is very important for me, as a matter of fact, to do what I want to make sure that I want to get this. I quickly want to set up the Just a minute and I will be with us. So, okay. So, what I'm going to be talking about is self affirmation. I decided to take you through that process because so that you will not mistaking the efficacy and the power of what this thing actually means. That you can actually begin to see yourself in a state where you self-affirm. And by definition, let me just read to us what self-affirmation is. It's like it is the recognition from the dictionary, what have you, that I see. Let me just read it as it is. At least let's get the normal definition of what self-affirmation. It is the recognition and the assertion of, oh, thank you, Mrs. Titilola Ishola. Thank you, Mrs. Titi. Thank you for joining. So self-affirmation is the recognition and the assertion of the existence and value of one's individual self-worth. It is you coming to recognize and come to that place where you can assert the existence, that there is a presence of a worth of your individuality, that you are not just nobody. It is a place where you assert your personality. It is a place where you come to a level of knowing, of believing that you are important. And that even though, regardless of any mistake you have made in the past, regardless of any blunder, regardless of any past you have had, you can begin to reaffirm your self-worth back. And our mind plays a lot of roles in this work because everything about us starts from the mind. And from the mind, so many thoughts. And once the thoughts start coming in, it processes itself to become words. And this is where you're going to see the connection. And I'm going to be making a huge, follow me please to the end. You are going to see where the former positive thinking and positive affirmation we were used to saying, where is lacking the substance of the value and of the result that we are supposed to be getting long after we do it. But I want to see that for you and I, if we choose to make our world better than the way we met it, we owe it a duty to show the world the way we want ourselves to be treated. That anytime you treat yourself anyhow, below your worth, it's like you are giving the world, you are giving everybody, you are giving the society to treat you any way less. So it is very important when we confirm this our worth and are recognizing the fact that we're a personality, it also behoves on us to make up our mind to show, to treat ourselves, to show the world how we want to be treated. Because it is the way we treat ourselves that the world is equally going to treat us. That is why it is very important. So let us look at it from the moment you wake up, because our life is a component of every minute, second, hour, week, day, and what have you, day, week, month. That is the combination. So from the moment you wake up out of your bed, how do you talk? What is the thought? What is the word? And what is the thing that comes together that comes out of your mouth? From the moment you wake up to life. Because if you don't have those words that will shape your day, you will discover that every reason why a lot of us are stuck in life is because we have not been able to get ourselves to a state, to an energy, to a pedestrian where we can raise our energy above whatever the circumstances and the pressure of the life and the thing that we are going through. And every time we are unable to connect that energy that is higher than what our surrounding is feeding into our brain, into our mind, that is forming our thought and bringing up a thought and a feeling, we are going to treat ourselves less than who we are. And that is why it is important for us to get this understanding. It is like they call it neurodiscordance. Like, look at you, you want a future. You imagine yourself, I want you to take a while and just imagine that future you want to see, where you want to see yourself in 5 years from now. So from the moment you wake up, you start honoring your body. You honor your body. You embrace, you recognize your heart calling. When you have that picture and your mind is in discordance, is not in tune with that future, you know what you are creating you make your brain is confused. It's like you are here, you are seeing yourself with through the lens of imagination to living in one of the choicest island in the world, or in the US, or wherever you want that place to be, or you are seeing your business to growing tall and bound and being one of the top 10 businesses that are expanding and doing great in the world. But at the moment, you are seeing yourself stuck. So the brain is confused that this is where you are. This is where you are looking at. So what is in between? What is causing the discord? And that is where it comes when you begin to start with the right word that will wire the right emotion that will make the future comes into the present. I'm going somewhere. Please follow me. So I want us to see it that when you wake up, and that from that point you wake up, you get yourself to embrace your body, to give your body food, and thank you, Mr. James. Thank you for joining. You give yourself, you nurture your mind. That is what this affirmation is meant to do. You are releasing some word that will help you nurture your thoughts and your mind and your spirit in such a way that gratitude flows out. If you see some people, when they wake up in the morning, the first thing they hand is their phone. Is their phone. And what does that tells me? You are starting your day by living it in a reactional mode. It's like you have allowed other people's agenda to be the first thing that is coming into your life the moment you wake up. And when you start your day like that, if somebody just posts something that is negative, or somebody just posts an offensive, it has come inside of your space. And by a way of the fact that the day is still young, it has a way of affecting the rest of the day. You can imagine if the post that you see is a very horrid post that you don't even imagine somebody send it to you, and you have opened it. You know that thought and that emotion that post is going to generate in your body. It can raise your mood, and you can start getting high or getting annoyed or provoking other people, or using because of that single post, or somebody you related with the day before just replied a comment and you don't like that comment, and you start a reactional mode. You are not intentional about how you are starting your day. And it is very important that you and I, if we want to embrace the love that we are talking about, that will help us stay more time with ourselves, that with the fact that there is no how you can love yourself by not spending time with yourself. And by the process of you spending time with yourself, to some of us, it might mean a quiet time of prayer, a quiet period of solitude, by that you listen to some of a song that lifts you high, that raise your spirit. And in that moment of gratitude and in that moment of gratitude and praise, you begin to release words. You begin to tell yourself, I am loved. I am grateful for life. I am glad for what is happening to my life now. I am enough. I am not where I'm supposed to be, but I'm not where I used to be. I am not behind. I am not ahead. I am where I am meant to be. And you begin to release those words, and those words of gratitude flood peace, flood a state of calmness and peace, balance, and centeredness into your being. That regardless of whatever mistake you've made in the past, it is not in any way affecting this present moment of your life. When you are able to do this to yourself, you are beginning to master, and you are beginning to help yourself to be whatever you have pictured yourself to want to be. And when you start saying that at the moment of you starting your day, you are telling yourself that you are believing that your dream is possible, and you are ready to take on your future, and that there is nothing today that is going to stop you from venturing into that future that you have put ahead of you. And I like to tell us that if you have not been used to doing this, I want us to start this habit every day. That when you wake up, the first thing you say before your feet touch the ground, just say gratitude. Just say thank you, thank you, thank you for 3 times. Just appreciate life. Just appreciate nature. Just appreciate your wellness, the state of mental being that you are, before you go ahead and do any other thing. And right at that state, begin to release words that will lift your spirit up. Begin to sing song. begin to bring yourself into a state. And I, for myself, I used to chant words. I have a kind of some collection that I have done that when I listen to, it raised me up out of whatever thing. There are videos collection that I have that every time I don't feel like doing what I'm supposed to be doing, I just put it on. And that's it might be songs, and I begin to release myself into that future. I am grateful for who I am. I'm grateful for who I am becoming. I am grateful for the journey. I am thankful. Today is the best day of my life. Today is the first day of my life. I begin to imagine my future. I begin to see that future that I have been praying and working towards becoming real. More. Oh, thank you for joining, Mrs. Oliver. So I want us to know that before you can change anything about this thing, you need to begin to change your thoughts. I want to tell us a story at this moment. And the story is, if every one of us remember the Wright brothers. If you don't know the Wright brothers, they are the one that gave us the the technology. They were the one that got the innovation to invent the first aircraft plane that ever took off on the sky. And so the little background of that story, for some of us that don't know or that might have not read it, it goes by that they always have that feeling. Everyone else that knows the background of chemistry or science, let me say, this is the story of what have you, the law of what is it called? That any object that is thrown up must definitely come down. The gravity, thank you, is the law of gravity, that any object that goes up, there's no how it can escape the force of gravity. And so those two young brothers, they started watching and noticing that why is this law not working for human beings, and why is it working for the birds? So every day in the evening when they go out in the evening to play, they keep watching the birds of the air on the air when they fly. And they kind of begin to imagine that what is causing these animals, what is giving them that level to being able to fly and soar, and yet they don't come down. So they will come down on the ground, they will take some little chop, 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 what have you, and then before you know it, off they go, and they just continue to glide and glow like that on the space of the air. And so they started noticing something, and what they were able to come up with regards to them studying nature and studying the birds, the birds, they saw that there is a level or a frequency, there is a height above the sky that when they get to, you don't come down. So what did they do? They started doing their own little innovation. And so when they throw it up, when they release it to go, here you go, it comes down. When they release it, here you go, it comes down. Each time they make this thing, it gets destroyed. But they now started increasing some of the component that makes it to fly higher. They're able to calculate the height that the birds are flying, that is making them to remain there. And the moment they were able to position and get the calculation through physics and through calculation, the first aircraft took off. And it went and it did not crash. That is the work. So I want you to see that power at work. I also shared a story yesterday that before 1957, there used to be a record that nobody has ever finished a dash. All the athletes beyond 4 minutes. That if you're ever going to complete that race, you are going to spend 4 minutes. Until somebody broke that record. And since that day, that record has remained to be broken every now and then. And where I want to go with the story of the Wright brother is the fact that everything that you can imagine in your heart, when you believe in it, you believe in yourself, you believe that it is possible, there is something that gives way. It's like your belief, that belief rises up inside of you a well of momentum, motion, energy in motion that gets you to go all the way on without stopping. This is power I want us to see. So they were able to discover that whenever any object flies above a particular frequency, that object will not come down, it will remain. And they can calculate that height to where it was, and then the same object can come down. And that is why today, every one of us that has ever flew in any plane, in any helicopter, in anything on the sky, we owe it to the Wright brothers for their ingenuity, for their innovation. And so the reason why I'm saying this is, whenever we decide to do anything in life, we need our mind to be in tune, to be in congruence. When we look up to the sky and see something that people say is not possible, when you can connect that event, that possibility, that desire, that dream, that goal, when you can connect it with your inner thought and space, this is what happened. Let me show you by okay, let me know. No, let me do it this way. And this is the point I want to make out of this whole broadcast, that if you don't get anything, don't forget this. This is it. When you wake up in the morning, or you hear something motivational, or somebody just inspire you to motion, somebody ask you, can you paint a picture? Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and then I want you to imagine yourself standing at the entrance of your dream house with your children playing outside the garden, and with you just swimming inside the pool in the house. I want you to begin to use the power of imagination to just paint a very beautiful picture for yourself. You know, immediately when you close your eyes and I tell you to begin to imagine it, imagine your choice car being parked outside at the garage. Imagine your office, your company. Imagine the total number of staff that are working in that place. Imagine your business going public, being listed in the American Stock Exchange. I want you to begin to see those possibilities, those pictures. Imagine you getting your best career, your best job, your dream career, your dream relationship, your dream home. Every time you are imagining that thing, I want you to know that that picture alone have taken you away from where you are. Let's say you are just inside one small cage, or inside one small country, or inside one small city that nobody even knows, that nobody can even trace the city in the globe. But immediately I give you that picture of your dream life 5 years from now, you have been able to surround yourself with thoughts. And that thought is generating a feeling. The thought is generating a feeling that comes out of your mouth through words. And when you use your mouth to release that word, do you know what you are trying to do? You are creating a state of being. It's like you are seeing yourself being in that future. That is 5 years from now. But when I paint that picture, you saw yourself already in that dream house. You saw yourself already in that dream car. And that picture is rising a state of energy inside of you, making it become real. This is it. You know, when you are having that emotion and you now begin to speak it, oh, I can see my dream house. It is painted this color. I can see the garden. I can see the swimming pool area. This is the color. I can see my dream car. This is the make. This is the model. When you are painting that picture and you begin to say you are seeing it, do you know what's happening? You are bringing the future into the present. That is what just happened. You are bringing the future into the present. And when you talk about self-affirmation, as we discuss self-month in this month of September, we are seeing how you can use that force through positive thinking, through positive words, to bring the future into the present. And follow me carefully, because I'm going somewhere. And where there is a missing gap is when you stop there. When you get into this state, into this feeling, that is why you can be in a church and a pastor can just finish preaching and he can give you something so strong that you can connect with, that you just get up out of that place and you're just so sure that that future is so real, that nothing can talk you out of it. You just get so high up in that place and you just want to go and grab that future to come now. You get into a place of unstoppable mindset. And I tell you, friends, if you see me doing this, regardless of the number of likes, regardless of number of viewership, regardless of the number of people that have joining online, there is something that has taken place with regards to what I'm sharing to you now that is making me do what I do. And somebody will say, this girl is crazy. Oh, she's just spending all her energy and time all day long. How many people are watching? But friends, I told myself, I have contacted an unstoppable virus that is uncurable, that cannot let me go until I deliver the total me that has been locked up for years, that is just coming up and gaining the light and the realization of what it truly means to live. Friends, I don't subscribe to a life that has no value, that has no impact, that has no purpose, that has no meaning, that has no contribution. This has been the trend, and I just came to a thought and I told myself, wait, baby, I cannot continue to live life any longer this way. There's just must be something about life that I have not yet understood. And the day I got that understanding, there's nobody that can talk me out of what I'm doing now. Nobody can ever say, oh, because I believe in this is what I believe in. And you cannot say you believe in something, you love something, and you are not doing it. Nobody is going to believe you. There is no how you can claim to love somebody and you cannot spend time with that person. And you won't spend time in that person. And you won't sacrifice with that person. And this thing that I am doing, I am seeing myself sacrificing a great deal to bring that future that I want, to bring it into the presence. So friends, I just have been able to let you see with that simple illustration that I made, that those Wright brothers, they have a future, they have a dream, that they want to see why human beings are unable to fly like the birds. That picture was the dream that they have in their mind. And they kept probing that one day human beings is going to fly like the birds on the sky. And that dream became reality. That dream of theirs subdued the law of gravity. That dream put the law of nature into bow, and they soared. And that is the truth with you and I. If you have ever seen and you have studied the lives of the top 1% that are ruling this world, they have a clarity of a dream, of a future, of a purpose, of something very strong that they want to get out there. And they started looking at it every day. Every day when they wake up, that picture stares at them. Every day when they wake up, those words swell energy in them that they cannot even have a way to entertain procrastination. And I said, if you are getting problem with procrastination, you are always starting something you don't finish, let me tell you, you need to ask yourself, do you truly love this thing you are doing? Do you actually love it? Or is it that you begin to see people doing it and you also say, oh, I'm going to do it? Or is it something that, oh, somebody just talk you into it? It's not something you are desperately passionate about. Do you know why I say so? I made that illustration. I said, if you have ever seen a guy in love with a lady, there is nothing that guy will not do to get that girl. And many of us can relate to some of us that are married. At least those days that our husbands were chasing us before we finally say yes. You know that they were not ready to take no for an answer. They kept chasing, kept buying, kept caring. That nobody can use another girl or another thing to distract them away from you at that moment. Do you understand? So that is the picture I want you to see, that when you have a dream for something, a desire, and you have so much tasted that future, you saw it, and you know this is what you want. You already know it. The clarity is there. This is what I want. Then that desire, through words of affirmation, through thought and feeling that generate energy inside of you, will push you into the right action. And that action is what's going to produce. And that is why when we were talking yesterday with regards to self-development, it is that ingredient. This is the anchor. This is the basis that self-development will now thrive upon. already know why you are going through that pain. You know there is a future, and you don't want to live your life in such a way that you will not be able to future in that future. So this is why self-development will now challenge you because of that dream, because of that level of energy that you have well up, that you will begin to follow new habits, new patterns, new mindset, behaviors that will process and produce that dream you that you want. That is why when it's time for you to wake up early while others are still sleeping and snoring, when your body tells you no, you know the reason why you're not going to listen to your body, because you know that nobody can talk you out of that state that you have gotten yourself into. And this is the experience that you must constantly bring yourself into until you are able to continue in that state. No, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And you don't give up, because that process is producing a new you. You don't give up. That process, every day you show up. Look at me. Every day I want to be the best world speaker in my category. You know, it is possible. But everything I'm doing every day in line with that goal is what is going to make me remain in that state, pushing myself, pushing, relating, looking for environment, looking for accountable partners, going out there to search, to be hungry for knowledge, for wisdom, for insight in that space. That is what is going to produce it. And when that process is on, sometimes because of our nature of impatience, you always think, oh, this thing is not working. I don't think I'm getting anywhere. No, I want to encourage you out there. Whatever you have started doing, that you are going to begin to give up. You want to give in. Quitters don't win. Winners don't quit. I want you to remember this mantra and continue to remind yourself every day when you wake up. Remind yourself, put up an energy giving song, put up an energy giving music, put up an energy giving quote. Let them surround you at your bedroom when you are brushing your teeth. Let it stare right into your face. And you are dressing up to go to wherever you are going at work. Let those words begin to stare at you. Take a board and put it, and you now see the power that is behind it, that is not just ordinary a paper that is just written. You have connected an emotion with it because of the visualization you have practiced, and because of that visualization you want to see that presence, you want to see that future becoming present, and that is what is going to push you into action. That is going to push you into momentum. That is going to drag you out of every state of lethargy, every state of lukewarmness, every state of inaction, because that picture is fueling your passion to go and get it done. Friends, this is where I'm going to be stopping. I believe that in one way or the other, I hope you connect with what you will share today with regards to the power of self-affirmation. When you continually affirm your self-worth and recognize that this is who you are, and you don't give room for anybody to treat you less than who you are meant to be or who your maker calls you to be. When you continue to relate and remain in that state, and you back it with the action that is necessary, friends, there is nobody that can talk you out of that vision except you. And don't give anybody that is not going anywhere any permission to tell you it is not possible. I have shared 2 examples to you about what was totally called impossible. The Wright brothers saying it that one day, one time, human beings is going to fly in the sky. That was before now an impossibility. But today, you and I can testify that it is possible. Somebody sometimes before believed that only the record for any athletic race for a dash is just 4 minutes, and nobody has been able to do that beyond the 4 minutes, but somebody broke that record. We are record breakers. We are record breakers. We have the power inside of us to rewrite a new record. And I want you to tell yourself, whatever record your family has set with regards to whatever upbringing or whatever, oh, in my family, nobody has ever become a millionaire. No, in our household, nobody has ever get to even college, talk less of having a degree. Whatever it is that the record that your family or your background has placed you, your environment, I want to challenge you and tell you that it's high time for you to start breaking those records, because they all start from the place of thought and the place of feeling, and from that emotion you begin to produce words, and the words you produce is going to bring you into a state that is going to make you see that future becoming now. And when you're able to back that picture with the necessary action, friends, that is how dreams come possible. That was how the Wright brothers was able to fly human being on the sky, by saying it is possible and by daring to believe that they can do it. And that is why the law of inertia, that is why the law of what have you, the Newton law of motion that says everything that goes up must come down, they were able to suspend that law. That is the truth, friends. Thank you, everybody. Oh, thank you, Kelly, for joining. Oh, you're just about rounding up. Well, to every one of you that will want to watch the replay, it's available on my YouTube channel, The Data Think Media, and also there's a replay also on this group. You can also go and watch. And I also want you to please share whatever takeaway or haha moment that you have. So, in rounding up, the power of positive affirmation is real when we bring ourselves into that state. When we imagine the future and we bring the level of needed energy, it is a state. It is a state. It is a state of imagination of what is possible. And when you see yourself in that place through imagination, that thought that brought that future into the present, right in your room, that you are seeing yourself in the beach, right in your room, you are seeing yourself sitting down and the water is flowing through your leg, and that picture can move you to begin to say, I desire a better future for my life, and I'm not going to settle for life acceptable limits. I'm no longer going to allow everything that hitherto have defined me in the past to stop me from reaching for that future. And when you take that decision and every day you stand up in the mirror, you say those words to yourself, and when you get that energy emotion, you get up and you get the action. You get into the action. You look for people that will help you to bring about and create that picture that you have imagined. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, Mr. James. Thank you, Mrs. Titi Lola. Thank you, Mrs. Toyin. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, everybody. And those of you that were able to join on my YouTube channel, even though I'm unable to see your name, thank you so, so very much. Tomorrow is day 10. I tell you, the energy is going up and up, no giving up. It is a 30-day dash. We are not stopping until we produce a new you, a better you, and a stronger you. And I tell you, if at all from now you have just been crawling, every day when you show up, you will start walking. Every day when you show up, by the end of the 30 day, you will start flying. So from walking, crawling, to walking, to jumping, to flying. But in any way, we are never going to be the same. And I encourage you to please share this video. Please invite a friend. Please join. And let's work together. Let's lock our hands together and bring a better person out of our life. And so that year 2022 will be the best year we have ever imagined, we have ever looked forward to. So tomorrow, we are going to be looking at self-motivation. Because each day you are unable to bring yourself into this state that I've just experienced, that I've just imagined, that I've just painted, there is struggle. And tomorrow we'll be taking it further, looking at how you can stay motivated, how you can remain in that space, and such that you will not have a way. Even when sometimes you feel like you are not doing what you're supposed to do, you will quickly get the energy you need back, and you fall back on track, and you keep moving, and you keep the momentum. That is possible, friends, and that is why I'm here, to support you and get each other on the right path. Thank you for watching. I love you. I'm deeply grateful for the time. See you soon and see you tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye from here. Love you all.